How's it going, YouTube? Oxy here, and welcome back. Got some slightly disappointing news today. Nothing crazy. But yeah. So essentially, if you've been following the channel, you know I've been talking about RoboCop, right? And the upcoming video game he has, RoboCop Rogue City, by Nacon, same studio that did Terminator Resistance. Yeah, like that game was coming, or it is coming. It was scheduled for September, no day, so it was just a release window. Well, it may be delayed, so officially nothing has been put out, which any day now, it should. But essentially, what happened is Nacon, the publisher of Rogue City, is coming out. They had a financial report, you know, an investor's call. All big companies do this sort of thing. And they were talking about their fiscal year, and how RoboCop Rogue City in that report was scheduled for November 9th. So essentially delaying the game for 2 months, right? Um, so yeah, that's the first time, of course, anyone has heard of it. No, there's no official word by them. We'll have to wait and see. But if they're already reporting that, it probably means that the game is coming later. The only thing the interesting thing, right? The game was scheduled for September. No, right? That's the window. And of course, the big release for September is Starfield, right? Bethesda Game Studios' newest game. I know there's a lot of hype around it. Personally, not my cup of tea, but you know, I understand that that's for a lot of people that's a big deal. And I mean, hey, it's their first new franchise in over, like, what they say, 20, 25 years, because they've just been alternating Fallout and Elder Scrolls. So Starfield is brand new. We'll see how it is. But people are optimistic. I've heard some behind the scenes previews that it actually looks great, but Todd Howard is known for his lies, so we'll see what happens. But the speculation here is that because Starfield comes out September, and we just had Baldur's Gate 3, which is like setting records, which good for Larian, honestly. Great studio, and you can tell they're one of the good ones, right? They don't care about microtransactions. It's all about making a good game, and I can respect that. I was hoping for the game to come to Xbox. It has been delayed till next year, mainly because of the Series S is holding it back, where they're having issues, I believe, with co-op or something like that. And Microsoft, the way it's set up, like, you have to support both the Series X and S. You can't do one or the other. So that's a bummer, and it just goes to show that the Series S does kind of hold back some of these games. But besides the point, so September was busy, so they pushed it to November 9th specifically. You're like, okay, holiday, which usually is busy, but here's the thing. Whether you like it or not, I'm not a big fan of them, but they're always the top selling games. Call of Duty. They were supposed to skip this year, but of course, with the whole Activision Blizzard acquisition going through, essentially, the UK, of course, is being worked out, but let's be real, it's going to go through. If they're going to work out a deal. Everywhere else in the world, they're good to go. So Activision has announced the newest Call of Duty, essentially Modern Warfare 3, like a reimagining, right, of the third game, because they're running out of ideas. But again, whether we like it or not, that's a big release. So, and that comes out November 10th, which I'm like, for RoboCop's sake, again, I love it, but let's be real, it's like a smaller title, like a AA title, right? To compete with Call of Duty, it's like, it's going to get overshadowed like crazy. So they have that date, which I'm like, that's probably not the best sales-wise. And I guess the most realistic thing we could take from everything is that the game will most likely be delayed till sometime next year. I could see it being a January release, December, I don't know. There's probably some other big game that I'm not thinking of that's going to come out. So January or February, I would say would be like a good window for it to release, right? That way, it comes out and it isn't like overshadowed by like Call of Duty, which is, I mean, giant, right? It's probably the biggest gaming franchise now, other than GTA. When the six finally comes out, right? But yeah, so that's it, really. I mean, it got delayed. It's going to get delayed as far as it seems, 2 months, November 9th. We'll see if they keep that date. Again, Call of Duty's a day after. I don't think so. At least business wise, that seems like, suicide, really. But we'll see. I hope I hope they delay it. I don't mind next year. January would be a perfect time. I do know that, so Amazon obviously bought MGM, like the whole production company. Um, I know they have planned to reboot a lot of classic franchise, like Stargate, Legally Blonde, and RoboCop being one of them, one of their bigger ones. Where I think they're gonna do like a TV show, right? Probably on Prime, and then like eventually follow up with the film, which I'm all for. I love RoboCop, one of the most iconic characters. Honestly, the first one is my favorite film of all time. It's a perfect satire. It's got action. It's funny. Like, it's great. Yeah, I can't stress enough. It's such a good movie. So I'm excited for this game. We'll see when it comes out. Hey, maybe it does come out in November. I'm still gonna get it, but I hope for its sake they do delay it more. Or hey, maybe come out in October. I don't know. We'll see. Because I had heard that the reason it's being delayed is, I guess, because of bug issues or something. Like, there was a closed beta, right? Like certain like people got to play it early, and a lot of them are saying it needs polish. So that's why it's like, just delay it till next year. You avoid all the big releases, and it gives Taeyeon, right, more time to make a game that's worthwhile. So we'll see what happens. But let me know. Are you excited for it? I mean, of course I am. I'm talking about it. But I hope that they give it the proper time it needs and just release it next year. But yeah, guys, that's the update. Hope you enjoyed. If you like this type of content, I typically make videos twice a week. Of course, I didn't do one this midweek like that I usually do. Been a busy week, but now we're back on schedule, so we should get the ball rolling. But yeah, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good jazz. And as always, everyone, I've been your host, Oxy. Take care, and I'll see you next time.